Nerdrotic.com.
Okay, let's get right to it. And I have no idea what we're going to talk about today on Friday Night Tights. Not much happened. We just had the president and the first lady getting the coof. Speedy recovery to both of you. Twitter acting as expected. Disgusting behavior. But is anybody really surprised? I didn't even engage in it last night. And then this morning, or I guess it happened yesterday, but I found out this morning, somebody sucker punched Rick Moranis, which was a clear hate crime, which nobody's calling a hate crime. Now, I don't know what a love crime is. I don't even know what a like crime is. But if hate crimes exist, that was it. Due to all the division fostered by the mainstream media, the politicians, the loss of confidence in the police, the loss in confidence in law and order, the loss of basic human decency. And here we are. Thanks to the entertainment industry, thanks to the mainstream media, which are the same things. To a much lesser degree, Bob Iger has quit the advisory council to reopen California for the parks because he is finding out that the guy he helped put into office, Gavin Newsom, is a do-nothing asshole. He only does something to essentially troll the other side both of these things at the same time. He likes to troll the other side and get immediate attention for himself. That's the only time he'll actually do anything. And I challenge you to watch any of his speeches, or more importantly, just pick one of the speeches where he's talking about the coup and reopening California and tell me if you actually hear him say anything. A lot of words come flying out his mouth. He talks about committees and I'm doing a work with committee. He'll always say that, but he'll never get specific because he's a politician. The guy is the god of bullshitters, but he does nothing. He didn't do anything for his 2 terms in San Francisco. He didn't do anything as lieutenant governor, and he's not doing anything as governor. Yet they'll vote him back in office. Now, there is a recall Gavin Newsom thing on the internets that I guess you can sign. I'll sign it as long as I'm here, but I'm leaving. I'm done because I don't think he's going to get out of office. And yeah, Disney and the movie theaters got screwed. And yes, Hollywood came out with a handout yesterday. I didn't get time to do this video. They're asking for a government bailout from the federal government. The answer is fuck to the no. Fuck to the no. I feel bad for the theaters. I feel bad for the theater employees. They have already moved on. It has been months. And right now, I believe Hollywood couldn't bail themselves out. They have plenty of money. Last time I checked, they're still announcing big projects. As a matter of fact, the most expensive show in history is being filmed in New Zealand right now. It cost $1 billion. It's called Lord of the Rings. The Avatar sequels, or at least 2 of the 18 sequels, probably some of the most expensive films ever made by one of the most expensive directors in history, James Cameron. And they just announced Jamie Foxx is playing Electro in Spider-Man 3. So they're still announcing movies. They're still making movies, yet they have their hand out to the American taxpayer. They're asking you and I to fund their arenas, to fund their theaters. No. Why don't you take some of the money from one of those Avatar sequels and buy the movie theaters? There's a big list of directors. Why don't you all pool in? And I bet you at least a couple of those directors, well, Steven Spielberg was one of them, knows a couple of billionaires. You can pool your money and you can buy the theaters. We are not bailing you out. They're borrowing the playbook from sports ball and having the municipalities build their arenas. How well is that working out right now? They are the churches of the divided, and they're empty. And guess who's paying for it? All the suckers in those cities who voted for the stadium. Sorry, but I'm very anti that. I'm very libertarian when it comes to that. Fuck no. All right, so let's get to it. We're going to have, plenty to talk about tonight. We have Yellow Flash and Tug. As is on the mend. He live streamed yesterday. He said his voice is doing better. We'll see. He said he's going to eat a bunch of ice cream. That's not going to help your voice, buddy. That's going to make it worse. Ice cream makes it worse. Yeah. Tea. Hot tea. Okay, here we go. Butter Biscuit, 92 for $5. Hey, Gary and crew. Just saying hello. Here's to a good show. Appreciate what you guys do. Hail. We appreciate you being around, Butter Biscuit. We appreciate you being around, Butter Biscuit, and thank you for being a longtime supporter. Like I said, you guys keep me sane. Adrian Nazarek for £2 gives us a thumbs up super sticker. And then Darth Mick for $10 says the ancient word media means that which separates. And the mass media industrial complex wants to be between people to tell them what is and what isn't true. And they are angry that we are bypassing them. Absolutely. They are dinosaurs staring at the sweet meteor of their destruction. And that is you and I. Who flung poo for $2? Quarter Black Garrett, score. Yeah. Quarter Black Garrett is a friend. I consider him a friend. He's been to my house. He came to San Francisco right after they went to the Chode, and I was glad to see he was okay. Yeti Cast for 5 Canadian pesos. Friday Night Tights inspired me to start a channel and add my voice to the fandom menace. Could I get a shout out for my new snarky review channel? Yes, and it's called the Yeti Cast. Search for it on YouTube. That is YETICAST, and go check them out. And yes, add your voice. Add your voice. That should be our mantra. We need more common sense. After what I saw on Twitter last night, we do. Now, Twitter's Twitter. Twitter's lame. So honestly, it didn't get to me. It was very expected to see people like Rianne Johnson celebrating it. I mean, like, are you surprised? But I'm gathering fodder. It's not going to be a good look. Listen, there's a lot more Trump voters this morning. If anybody saw that stuff on Twitter, and it's going to get blasted out there by all the websites and stuff, and you just made more Trump voters, and go ahead. I mean, keep doing what you're doing. Pinion for 5 Canadian pesos. Jeremy, I got my G.I. Joe Baroness with Cobra Coil Target exclusive. Check out this is a nickname I used to have for them in my store, the Kotobukaki G.I. Joe statue series and other works. Great work as usual, Gary Wyeth. Thank you. Keaton Smith for £1.99. Cyberfrog is 150 backers away from 10,000 backers. I'm sure they made it by now. Craig Morgan for $4.99. Can some techie please make an IMDb for wokeness, like an IWDB? While that would be hilarious, that sounds like a lot of work, but yeah, if somebody's got the extra time, man, do it. Muffet 1 for $15. Does that mean that movies will have to be made for the small screen? Now, we were talking about the theaters last week, and yes, the movies will have to be made for the small screen. And let's face it, our screens aren't that small anymore. Now, some of them are really small with our phone and everything, but some of us, well, I don't. Some of us have 70-inch TVs. I think the biggest one I have is a 60-inch, but it's not 4K. My 4K is like 42-inch, and I never watch it anymore. I've got my monitor right in front of me. That's about it. I can Ellis for $5. Mainstream media, be afraid. Be terrified as possible. Yoda, fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Mainstream media. Exactly. Baptist, 702 for $5. Miss your membership live streams, Father Odin. God bless you. Well, you're there sometimes, Baptist, and I'll see you this Sunday. Maybe you're at church, though. I do some on Thursdays sometimes, too. So, Man of War 665, Neighbor of the Beast for $10. Stop dead naming this person Jeremy. Their new name is Cuckbreeds. That's a good nickname. I think he'll like it. Blue-Eyed Scorpio for $4.99. I paused The Boys at the scene and looked on IMDb to see if Patton Oswalt was a regular voice on the show because I was going to be done with it. Yeah, I think he was just there as kind of a nod to his work with Happy, which was another Derek Robertson project, and Patton Oswalt is kind of the go-to for Seth Rogen because they're all a bunch of like-minded elitists. They are. Mac Way for £2. Stay with old TV, fun and interesting. It's not so hard. Stay with old TV, fun and interesting. It's not so hard. Yeah, it's not. I mean, we want new stuff, though. We do. Listen, I'm a fan of entertainment, so I'm not gonna black pill entertainment yet, but I'm not gonna let them get away with this stuff too. And we could still win by walking away. I mean, just like by withholding our wallets. That's the best way to change things, and things are going to have to change. They're flat out going to have to. Black Phoenix for $10. Just wanted to give you guys a few bucks. I can't really chat because of work, but I'm enjoying the conversations. Much love to the crew. Thank you, Black Phoenix, for the donation. Hopefully we got you through a good day at work. We appreciate you. G-Man for $5. Hail, Gary. I heard RBG's dying wish was for you to use a green screen until you're out of Cali. No. No. I probably could have. It would have made life easier, and I probably would have produced more content, but I'm pretty much done now. So you're going to see, at least the goal this month is to see more content. Java Bean for $2.99 Australian. For laughs, you cannot pass the thick of it. I won't. I just wasn't aware of it because I was in the States, but eventually I will see it. I heard it's good stuff. Paisley Gemini for $9.99. Hail all. Gary, did you ever watch Sledgehammer from 1986 starring David Rash? If so, what are your thoughts, opinion? I loved Sledgehammer. It was freaking brilliant. Oh my God. I haven't thought about it in years. Joan of Arc 33 for $9.99. Just started watching Greatest American Hero, and you were right. It's good. You were right, Gary. It's good. It's damn good. I loved it. Robert Culp was awesome in it. The new number 2 for $5. I guess Jodie outgrew being raised gender neutral so that she could be the first female doctor. Also, her brother is a male term. Exactly. She's full of shit. Oren G. Eamonbad. Kit Harington was raised gender neutered? Yes. That's good. That's good. We were talking about, Kit Harington and Jodie Whittaker were saying they were raised gender neutral because they are basically straight and white, and that gets you nowhere at the BBC. Kit Harington will definitely babysit his wife's children after pleasuring her boyfriend. P.S. Scrubs is my favorite comedy show. I love Scrubs. It was so good. Salsa Sharko 1, thank you for the $5. 32 flavors of Nick Weiser for $10. As far as comics go, it's Tom King who won't shut up about trauma. Yeah, his trauma. Tom King is a giant pussy. Let's just say it. Muffet 1 for $5. Do any of these people understand what a hero is, much less a superhero? No. Well, they understand it. They don't like it. Or their understanding of it is they don't like it. They don't understand it, though. Louis the Plank for $5. Harrington is a total joke. I hope he gets typecast as the bumbling halfwit that he is. He will. Dwayne Lugifer, by the way, that was Louis the Plank. Thank you for the $5, Louis. Dwayne Lugifer for $4.99. Twitter is the bathroom wall of the internet. It is. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. Modalicious for $5. Remember when Bender did it first? Lazy actors appropriating hermaphrodite culture. Exactly, Modalicious. Futurama was ahead of its time. Miss Martin Muses, thank you for the rose for 99 cents. I appreciate it. Sketchosaur Rex for $5. Gary, comic book YouTubers, Comics by Perch, Thinking Critical, Fatal J, they're fair and good. Fatal J is awesome. Thinking Critical, I haven't checked out too much of his stuff, but what I saw was pretty good. I don't know Comics by Perch, but I will check it out. Thank you. Crazy Cat Guy, thank you for the $1.49 ice cream. I appreciate it. Crazy Cat Guy, once again, thank you for the super sticker. It's a good job, super sticker. Jask Dark for $5. I am iffy on Top Gun because supposedly they removed the Taiwanese flag from Maverick's jacket to cater to the Chinese censors. Yeah, I don't like that either. I'm right there with you. Gordon Hawks, welcome to the proto-molecule level. Appreciate you. Michael White for $5. I miss strong female leads like Xena and Buffy. I do too. The stories weren't trash, and the women didn't bitch about their outfits every episode. Nope, they didn't. Hey, I guess they do that a lot, huh? Joseph Reynolds, the second for $10. Hey guys, thanks for better viewing than what's on TV. Since we're a week away from October, any good suggestions for horror movies to take our minds off of what's going on out in the world? Now, Tom from Midnight's Edge is the horror aficionado in our group, I do believe. I like horror. I've never been like absolutely into it, but my go-tos are Evil Dead, The Thing, Alien, any early 80s horror movie. I wasn't huge on slasher films. They were just a bit formulaic for my young teenage mind. So I guess A Nightmare on Elm Street will be the best. I don't know if it's a horror movie or not. It's more fantasy. I like Nightbreed. That's a great movie. Check out Nightbreed. And Return of the Living Dead, which is my all-time favorite zombie movie. Matthew Anderson for $5. At this point, I could care less for the MCU. I'd much rather hunt down omnibuses of classic comic book runs. The same goes for Star Wars with the EU. Yeah, there's plenty of old stuff out there that we haven't read. A lot of us haven't read. That could keep us busy for the rest of our lives. Compare Michael Burnham to Captain Sisko. Nuff said, says Jas Dark for $5. Nuff said. Crow T Robot from the Satellite of Love. Satellite of Love. Such a good song. $5. Star Trek has become the Chinese finger trap for CBS. And they're too stupid to figure out you need to push instead of pull. Just like Data. Data had trouble with that. Cliff 3188 for $4.99. I prefer Star Trek Continues instead of Star Reject. Inspired stories, homages to the original characters, and its aesthetics make it superior. I completely agree. Watch Star Trek Continues with the great Vic Mignogna. Tupac Shakur, the greatest living rapper, according to Camilla Harris. Thanks to all of you. Haha, so funny. Jeepers. Thank you to the greatest living rapper, Tupac Shakur. David Butcher. Going to B&B Theater in Ozark, Missouri to see The Empire Strikes Back, some real Star Wars. Hail all. Yeah, it's playing near me right now in the theater right down the street, and I'm not going to go see it. Because I would totally go to a movie theater right now. I'm unafraid. Again, the big news was the president getting the coof, not to sound completely insensitive. And by the way, again, speedy recovery to the president and the first lady. People get the coof. A lot of people get the coof. It's dangerous to some. To most, it isn't. So I look forward to him coming back in a couple of weeks. And he'll probably work through it. They said this morning the symptoms were mild. Chris Knight for $1.99. FemShep always win in polls for the most popular. FemShep always win in polls for the most popular. Okay, Chris. That was, God, this is why I like to hit these things at night and on Friday night, and I can't. We will try this evening, although we're going to have a lot of talkers on. Cliff, 3188 for $4.99. Are any of you going to give an update on the Vic case? Rekieta Law and Hero High do great jobs, but I'd like to hear your takes on I Stand With Vic. Well, I stand with Vic. I need evidence, but I don't know what has gone on. I thought he kind of lost. I thought that was the last I heard, is they just came out against him, and there's an appeal going on. Rekieta was needing to hear a little more from Vic in support of the fans, which I think he's done, who have supported him. I think he's largely stayed out of it. But yeah, I stand with him. I stand unless there's like some evidence that I'm not aware of. Polaris sucks for 2 Canadian pesos. Love the Exozone. Awesome. I was late to the show last week. I got confused on the start time because we started at 7 on my channel, and then it got moved to 6, and I just had it in my head that it was 7. Cloud9 Ninja for 5 Canadian pesos. Thank God I never read past Babylon Ashes. I could tell you it was going woke. Felt in my bones. Cringe. Yeah, Babylon's Ashes. Well, that was a woke book. No. Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, that it really pushed it. And you know what? You look at when it came out. It came out right around when everything started going uber woke in Hollywood. Stetson's Gold for £5. Damn, I farted. Well, excuse you. Timothy Wolf for $1.99. Returning Expanse audibles now, dang it. Yeah. Oh, that's after I said after book 5, it takes a massive turn for the worse. And it took me a while to come to terms with it because I liked it so much. But quite frankly, the last books are not very good, and they remove Holden as a character pretty much and take a 30-year time jump. Jeremy Britt for Trump here. God bless, says Dan C for £5. Hail, Dan. Drake is 6 for $2. Please, guys, it's Legon Brains. Yes, it is. Billy Bongo for $2.99 Australian with a thumbs up. And the brains are Legon for a lot in Hollywood. Hunt Cash Show for $4.99. Hail Gary and guys, do you guys think Counterpart movie is ever a possibility? Nah, I don't. It would be, if they did like a TV movie, I think it would be interesting. I like that show quite a bit. Starship Teddy for £2. Marriage isn't for everyone, just women. It depends. No, it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. Thanatos Felicitas for $5. Mel Blanc was not a rabbit or a duck. Last time I checked, you are correct, Thanatos. But still, he voiced them very well. North American Ham Rammer for $5. We're going to have to ID his teeth. His name is T-Bird. Arson was his speciality. Looks like he zigged when he should have zagged. The Crow. Yep. Yes. Modelicious for $5. Hash brown cancel Blue Raja. Okay. Rodriguez B for $5. Hey guys, did you see the kind of funny crew do a whole show to get their fans to vote for Biden? Very uninformed cringe. Love all you guys. Yeah. Vote for whoever the hell you like. We can still be friends. I know everybody's like, I just saw this article like, influencers need to pick influencers for one, which I am not one of. I am not an influencer. But the Quartering tweeted this and it said, influencers need to pick a side in the most consequential election of our times. Every election is consequential. I am waiting for the boring election where it's like, well, man, both of these guys are pretty good, or both of these gals or both of these candidates are pretty damn good. It's kind of a win-win either way. Still waiting for that one. Ryan DeLuce for $9.99. I love you guys for sharing Gary Lamb's video. God bless, and let's keep fighting the good fight. That was a very good video. And you know what? Yes, he said he was voting for Trump, but the underlying message of it was the American dream. It is, straight up. Work hard, good things will happen. Most of the times, that shit does not come easy, but it gets easier once you learn. Nerd Cookies for $5. Thank you for the Hippo Super Sticker. I appreciate it, Nerd Cookies. Great job with your channel, by the way. Publishing Pete Sametti, another good guy there, $5. Hey, everyone. Hey, Gary. I hope you are doing well. Bud, keep kicking ass. Those pics of the new figure wall look great. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I'll get you back on soon. Peter is such a good human being. Mark Taylor for $5. Thank you for the donation. My friend Collins Art for $5. Doomcock and Jeremy turned me into a newt. Well, hey, it tends to happen. D. Merck for $10. Thoughts about the Joe Rogan and woke Spotify employees? Fuck those Spotify employees. Let them take a strike. Let them strike for the rest of their lives. That's all I've got to say. It's a complicated situation. You don't just say no to $100 million, okay? There's principles, but you don't say no to $100 million. We are capitalists after all. That being said, I'm a dumb capitalist, so I would probably take the $100 million and still talk shit and get in trouble. I haven't taken $100 million, but I've done stuff like that before. So I can't turn myself off. In other words, I can't bullshit that long. I don't know what it's about. Just remember, Joe Rogan has presented himself as the man of the people, and that's kind of how I've seen him, but he is a Hollywood celeb. He is. He's a comedian. He grew up in that system. I just think he got in, listen, I don't know the whole history of Joe Rogan. I remember hearing about him back in the day that he was a good comedian. He played the Fillmore quite a bit in San Francisco. I had tickets to go see him and I didn't go see him. That was before he got all yoked up and buff. And I think it's a fucked up situation, but you can't blame Joe for taking $100 million. You just can't. I can't. But him getting fucked over, well, Az and I were talking about this on Bagging and Boarding and Chatting, and while I was looking it up on Wikipedia, guess who owns part of Spotify? Tencent Media. Oren G. Man Bad for $4.99. All I do is win. He didn't win this weekend, but you know what? He could totally turn this around into a win. Absolutely turn this around into. As a matter of fact, seeing what I saw on Twitter, the president doesn't need to spend another money on campaign ads or anything. Eric K for $5. Ryan, you still have the half-deceased, half-hairless rat on your chin, I see. He trimmed it a little bit. My boy trimmed it. Azroth Hunter, thank you for the $5. Retracted message. Sorry to hear that. Morrigan for $20. Art was deliberately killed. Modern art was invented because all beauty and truth are hard. It's way easier to deconstruct. Pop culture lagged behind architecture and fine art, but it's all ugly and soulless. You're not wrong. Paul Joseph Watson did a really good video on that, by the way, a while ago. James, for $5 Australian dollars, Soros owns Spectrum Spotify. Does he? Rogan was bought to sanitize his opinions and guests. Soros should be charged for treason and made an enemy of the state. I believe he is an enemy of the state. That's my personal opinion. Mute Gamer for $5. Don't know if you guys have seen it, but Bandius 1-1 Gundam can move now, and Westerners are either shrieking about it or the media is misidentifying it. I saw that. The video of the 1-in-1 scale Gundam being able to move, that was pretty awesome. I liked it a lot. Rebel Squadron for $2. Quarter Black Garrett, thanks for liking my tweet. He says you're welcome. Link 1945 for $2. And Joe Rogan moved to Texas. No state tax sellout. He's looking more and more. It's looking more and more like both things might be true, to be honest with you. Dan C for £5. Great show. Thanks. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Cloud9 Ninja for 20 Canadian pesos. Frick Joe Rogan. He is a fricking sellout. All these losers think it is just if they just bend the knee, the Marxists will leave them alone. No, they will be the first to lose everything. Why is Gina Carano the only celebrity with the spine? Because she is tougher. That's it. Powerhouse 420 for $1.49 phallic unicorn. I appreciate it. Gina is the only celeb with the spine right now. Azroth Hunter for $5. I've sent many facts about what you all been talking about. YouTube keeps blocking my post. Not funny. Yeah, fuck that. I don't want them blocking your post. Azroth Hunter for $10. What do you guys think about the college and pro coaches and college and pro players denouncing their beliefs to make money? I think it's disgusting, but expected. And they don't understand, for very selfish reasons, the damage it does. The Shadow Fenrir 24 for $5. Hello, guys. Just got off work. Gary, do you know they are doing a college spinoff of The Boys? Ask for your royalties if it's the G-Men. Yes. Yes. The G-Men. 007 Southpaw for $10. Hail, Gary. Interested in your opinion. I want to get the DC Universe app so I can read all the old comic books, but I don't know if it's worth it if it means giving DC my money. Oh, that's a personal decision. I am never going to tell you to ban anybody. But I make the suggestion that, withhold your money. That's the best way to get it to change. But if you really want to read something, I think the DC app personally would be harmless. If you want to read the old stuff, that's the cheapest way to do it. Now, I would say go, hunt. DC back issues can be pretty cheap. I mean, it's still not as cheap as an app, but they are pretty cheap. You can go back and find tons of them in dollar books that are great, even from the modern era, from the mid-aughts. Carlos Batista for $5. The Masters have awakened. Pillarmen intensifies. The Masters have awakened. Jaffo for $9.99. Thanks for you guys coming together every Friday. I work 2 jobs, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m., and I get to listen to you guys while driving a forklift and stocking lumber. Oh, that's awesome. I love you so much. Yeah, I love driving forklifts. I'm forklift certified. So, yeah, we have 2 people on our panel that are forklift certified. I believe Jeremy and I. Yeah. Dolified for $4.99. If they contextualize Lord of the Rings, the world is truly ended. Well, they might. Abscess much for $5. You guys are killing me. Both ways, LOL. Yeah. Crow T Robot from the Satellite of Love, $5. You shall not show ass. No, you shall not. Dana Bailey for $5. Great chat. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate it. And welcome. Eric K for $4.99. Correction, it is Jack Murphy and always will be. He built the stadium. He did. It is Jack Murphy Stadium. You are right. Well, they call it Jack Murphy Field, Eric K. They still called it Jack Murphy Field. It used to be San Diego Stadium. Bruce Hobson for 5 Canadian pesos. Thank you. I appreciate it. He says, great show. David Butcher for $5. The Empire Strikes Back was so nice to see again in the theater in Ozark. It was 40 years ago. I saw it in the theater in Jefferson City. I was 7. That's brilliant. Did you watch the movie and come back and watch our live stream? I think you did. That's great. Blue-Eyed Scorpio for $1.99. My bid on Ryan. Sold. Critical Ramblings for $5. Hey, fellas, thanks for all the great work. Are you guys into horror movies at all? I just did a review of The Ritual on my channel. I will check it out. And yes, I am somewhat into it. Tom, again, is the aficionado. That wraps it up for the Super Chat Square Up for Friday Night Tights from last week with guest Quarter Black Garrett. Tonight's guest will be that Umbrella Guy, and Yellow Flash Az is probably coming back. And if you're watching this the day it comes out, I hope to see you there. If you're watching this in the future, please take a look at that episode right here on Nerdrotic Live. Don't forget to subscribe to both my channels, Nerdrotic and Nerdrotic Live. Like and share the videos. It really does help, and I appreciate all of your support. This episode, of course, was produced by Lady Gravemaster, and we also thank Perry Chan for all his clips. Thank all the co-hosts, all the guys. They do a great job. See you soon. Have a great day.
Listen to the old Pork Chop Express and take his advice on a dark and stormy night, all right? When some wild-eyed 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against a barroom wall, and he looks you crooked in the eye, and he asks you if you've paid your dues, well, you just stare that big sucker right back in the eye, and you remember what old Jack Burton always says at a time like that. Have you paid your dues, Jack? Yes, sir, the check is in the mail.
He's headed for 1 week, almost exactly 6 days and 17 hours. Funnily enough, here he goes for world record attempt. 6:18, and he's done it. He made this look so easy.
Oh my god, Boba Fett's getting cancelled, because he's on the wrong side of history, ZZ.
It's yours?
No,
My mother said she found it in your closet.
Look, Dad, it's not...
Where did you get it?
Dad,
Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Parents who use drugs have children who use drugs.
Look, the people you are after are the people you depend on. We cook your meals. We haul your trash. We connect your calls. We drive your ambulances. We guard you while you sleep. Do not fuck with us.
Do it.
Nerdrotic.com. Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.